Hey guys, so in a couple of my videos I talked about my version of the mini inferno. So I wanted to take a second and show you how I make these things. That way you can have Surefire with you at all times. Something that's very simple to use, very simple to make, and you can make probably about 100 of these things for under 10 bucks. So come a little bit closer, I'll show you exactly what you need and how to do it. Basically, you're just going to get these things right here. They're called cotton rounds. Our wives and girlfriends use these to remove makeup. You can get them in any drugstore, Walmart, Target, places like that. And they're in the cosmetics department, usually by the cotton balls. The other thing you're going to need is some sort of an accelerant. You can use all kinds of things. You can use rubbing alcohol. You can use Zippo lighter fluid, WD-40. You can use heat, denatured alcohol, kerosene. I just prefer good old lighter fluid. The other thing you're going to need is a pan of melted wax. You can use whatever kind of wax you want, whether it be paraffin wax, just a candle. Doesn't matter if it's what color it is, it doesn't matter if it's scented. If you want it to smell good, then by God use scented candles. I don't want it to smell good though. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our cotton round and just put a little bit of accelerant in the center of it. You can saturate this whole thing if you want to, but you really don't need to. The only thing you're going to accomplish at that point is to speed up the burn time, and like I said, you don't really need to do that. So just get the center a little bit beyond damp but not quite saturated. You're going to take it, you're going to dunk it into your melted wax. Let the excess drip off. Now at this point you're going to want to take your cotton round and you're going to want to put it in the refrigerator. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator, but the reason I do is so that it speeds up the cooling process, dries a little bit faster. After it cools and it dries and becomes a little hard, like a candle, go ahead and remove it. At that point, go ahead and dunk it one more time. Set it aside. Again, put it in the refrigerator, let it cool. This will ensure that it seals and that it's 100% waterproof. Now, one of my other videos I showed that I keep one in here. I'm not going to pull it out because I'd have to pull all my stuff out, but basically all I did is I trimmed the corners off so that it would fit inside of my tin. Now, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you have your tin with all of your fire building contents in it, and it spills out into the water. Okay? At this point, all of your stuff, such as your cotton balls and your jute twine, things of that nature, are pretty much worthless until they dry out. Now, this, on the other hand, like I said, is 100% waterproof. So, shake it off, get the excess moisture off the top of it, and then we're just simply going to take a knife, whatever it is that you have on you, and the area where you put the accelerant, go ahead and just fluff that area. Expose the fibers. Get your ferro rod or whatever it is that you use. You know what? Let's use a different ferro rod for this one. You can use that one, but I always use that one. Thought you guys might want to see a different one. If you've never seen one of these ones, they work quite well. One shot, she lights up. Now, I'm going to sit here and just let this burn for just a few minutes so you can see how well these things do work. This thing will burn for, 7 to 10 minutes, depending on the conditions outside, depending on the wind, things of that nature. Beautiful thing about these guys is the fact that it really doesn't matter what the conditions are outside. If it's wet, snow, ice, whatever it may be, you can start a fire with these. This will catch wet wood on fire. If you don't believe me, make some of these, try it out for yourself. You're going to love these things. Now, this is only the beginning stage of this thing. This thing is going to take off fairly well here in a minute. And before it does, I'm going to pull this stuff aside so that I can pick it up and dump it in the water before it fills my house full of smoke. Let's go ahead and just let this thing burn for just a few more minutes. Now there's a couple other people online that do show different versions on how to make these, and one of them, they don't use an accelerant. His channel is called Viet Normbo. Go ahead and look him up. He takes these, doesn't put an accelerant in them, dunks them straight into the wax. Still works great. They're just a little bit harder to ignite. You saw that I was able to do it with one strike. It's going to take multiple strikes in order to get it to ignite without the accelerant, or unless you just use a Bic lighter. Either way, it still works great and it will still do the job. Another guy, buddy of mine, that does this, his channel is called Loco Fixer, and he's also got another one, Light Onto My Path, and he takes these and he'll make 2 of them, put a little petroleum jelly in the center of it, sandwich them together. Works great. Look him up as well. Try these things out, figure out which one works best for you, experiment with them, come up with your own version. Don't keep these things a secret though. Don't try to sell them. Just pass this knowledge on. You know, this might save somebody, this might help somebody. There's no reason that they need to be kept a secret. Now, here in a minute, this thing is really going to take off, and I really don't want that in my house. So I am going to go ahead and put this out, guys. So anyway, there you go. That's my version of the Mini Inferno. Give it a try. One thing to remember, when you heat up your wax, as soon as it starts to melt, take it off the stove, your fire, whatever it will have some sort of a flash point, and you don't want it to catch on fire. So be safe, be careful. If you like this, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, guys.